Hey guys, welcome back to my budgeting videos. I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet because I have a migraine and I really just want to be in a dark place right now. But I am days behind not only the video, but actually doing my budget again. So, we're gonna power through. This is my budget for my July 15th paycheck. I wrote it kind of tiny this time, so hopefully you can see that. My balance right now is $1,451.04. My car payment has already gone out, so I'll make a notation about it on the side, but I don't have to take it out of the actual money here, which is great. So first thing, as always, is part of my rent. So that puts me down to $1,058.54. And then I'm pulling out the accrued vacation and stat pay as per usual. So this paycheck, I got $143.91 as like my percentage of vacation money in lieu of paid vacation days. And then stat is $82.75. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to do the sinking fund for my vehicle's car insurance, because if nothing else, that and the car payments must always be made. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure this time I'm going to have enough money to be able to actually put it into like the other sinking funds that I have not been funding the last couple paychecks, or at least the last one paycheck. I want to say maybe two. Just because there has not been enough money, but I think this time there will be. So if you're new, the $120 gets split into 3 different sinking funds, $40 into an emergency, $40 into a travel, and $40 into a presence/dragon boating fund. And I only combined those two because the bank would only give me so many savings accounts. So that'll get split up into each of the 3. And then Striker, my amazing cat, is running semi-low on food, so I'll be buying some in the next couple of days, probably. So I figured I might as well actually remember to budget for that. And my work parking, I've decided, even though I was really all gung-ho about paying cash for my work parking, and have been doing it for months, I didn't pull out cash last paycheck just because I sort of ran out of time, and so then I ended up using my debit card. And honestly, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I liked pulling out the money and having it sort of set aside, so I knew like I couldn't possibly accidentally spend it out of my account, but it was just so convenient, and I don't know, it kind of worked. I didn't screw it up, so I'm gonna keep trying it and see if it keeps going. So this is $32 for work parking. So I mean, I'll budget it here. As long as I don't accidentally spend it, then I'll keep doing it just by tapping my debit card. But if I do accidentally spend it someday, then I'll immediately revert back to pulling out in cash, so I can't make that mistake. At some point, I anticipate getting told that my parents' housekeeper came, so I'll have to pay her, so I might as well just budget for that. My line of credit, the minimum payment right now is $251.73. So I plan on making the minimum payment on it every paycheck. So then admittedly, depending on exactly where the payment due date falls in the month, will depend on how many paychecks goes towards it. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least I will, oh shoot, at least I will have always made the minimum payment, but hopefully with the way that the dates will fall, I'll have actually made the minimum payment plus like doubled that. I don't have words. Blame the migraine. So anyways, the minimum payment, $251.73. And then if you recall, I signed up for Neo, which is a credit card. Well, it's a banking system, like an all digital banking system. So there's no actual places to go into. You just do it all in your app. And even I was sort of like, why did I do it? I don't know why I did it, but I did it. It's done. I think I'm going to stop using it because I thought like you can earn cash back with it. And a friend of mine has it and swears that it's like the best thing ever. But I don't know. Like, I use it for like some things here and there, thinking I'll see how this whole cashback thing is working. But unless you're using it at one of the, like one of their partners, so to speak, where you're earning like extra cashback, it's not like you're earning a whole bunch. Like she was showing that she had earned back a whole bunch, but she had also spent like $5,000 in an unknown to me amount of time. So I don't know, like I'm paying $148.01 because then I'm paying off everything that I've charged onto it. And like, that's another thing. I can't even figure out when the payment is due. I go in the app and I've been searching all around. I can't find in there anywhere like the actual due date for my payment, which is freaking me out because like, what if I'm late? Now I'm paying extra in interest. I don't know. So, I mean, I just don't know. So I'm paying it off and then it's a purely digital sort of a thing, like it's on my phone. I did get an actual like physical card sent to me in the mail, but I haven't activated it yet and I'm not going to. And I think I'm just gonna not use it. If I need to use my credit card for something, I'm gonna use my regular Visa because I didn't get so much back in cash back with the Neo that I'm all like, woohoo, isn't this such a great deal? And honestly, if I'm gonna be using credit, I'd rather just keep all of my debt in one spot instead of having it like with my normal bank stuff and then over with Neo and then having to make payments and figure out the due dates. And there's a 3-day processing time frame whenever I make a payment. So if ever I forget and then I go to make it sort of last minute, it's going to be late because there's a 3-day processing time. And I don't know, I don't like the idea of like this separate credit card out over here that I owe money on. It's freaking me out. So yeah, I paid it off. I'm not going to use it anymore. I mean, I'll keep it because I think it's supposed to look good if you have like more available credit, but like you're not all the way in debt with your credit. Do you know what I mean? So like I have my line of credit and my Visa at my regular bank and I'm in like X number of dollars of debt with those. But then if I have like this additional line of credit, or not line of credit, but like credit card, I think like my balance is like $5,000 or something. Or sorry, not my balance, like my available credit is $5,000. But I don't touch it. I think it looks better to have it. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I could be very wrong. It might actually be that you need to be using and paying it off for it to look better. I don't know. Whatever. I'm paying it off. I'm not going to touch it unless I learn something that makes me realize I should use it. And then my Visa, put $50 on my Visa. I had paid it off completely again. And then I put like a friend's birthday present on it and I think some groceries, something else. I put something else. I can't remember. None of them were like crazy big expenses, but they were all things that I couldn't afford to pay for in cash. So I used the credit card. I'm finding this is a bit of a vicious cycle for me right now where I don't have enough in my budget to have a huge buffer to create like a fun category or like to give myself spending money for like hanging out with friends or spontaneous activities or things like that. So I'm using the credit card because I need a way to pay for these things. And yes, I know the argument of if you can't afford it, then don't do it. But you know, somewhere in here, you still need to have a bit of a life. And yeah, so I've ended up like buying some things on the credit card that I could not afford with cash. And so now it's sort of like that'll just mean that I'll have to put more towards payment of debt out of the budget, which means I'll be continuing the cycle of not having enough cash. do you see where I'm going with this? Like, it's a bad cycle. I know it's a bad cycle. I'm gonna have to figure out a way out of the cycle. I have not figured out a way out of it yet. All I can really think is to have a couple paychecks where I'm really kind of a homebody. I don't do much that involves like spending money beyond like my groceries and stuff, and try to like reset it. But I don't even know if that'll be enough time. I just don't know. Oh, speaking of groceries, you'll see I did not put any in here. It's I was pushing to see how long I could go without buying food, like just by surviving off what's in my kitchen, in an effort to help save my budget a little bit. And I actually managed to get to today, and I only cracked because I was down to literally one piece of bread, and I can't function without carbs. I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I thought I was going to break the other day when I thought I was down to my last tea bag, because I also can't survive without tea, but I found my hidden stash, so that was great. But I don't have a hidden stash of carbs. So since I had to buy bread, I just did a grocery order and kind of took care of that. It's surprisingly expensive for what feels like a very small amount of food. I don't really understand what I bought there. But yeah, so the grocery shopping is done, which is why it's not showing on here, because I've already purchased everything. I'll be doing a special shopping trip on Friday for an event on Saturday that I'm going to, because I'm going to need some special ingredients for dessert that I'm making. Yes, which will go onto the credit card, in case you're wondering, because I have $68.14 left as a buffer in my account. But 35 plus taxes of that will get spent on Saturday on a massage for my leg, because I'm still having problems with that little injury. And then I don't want to touch the rest of what's in the bank account unless absolutely necessary, because, you know, it's me and I panic about small amounts. So there we have it, cycle perpetuated. But yeah, so this is the budget for now. It's not great, but I would like to point out that I was able to put money into my sinking funds this time, which has me very excited, and I'm not gonna lie, a little bit proud, because also I made the payments of the line of credit, the Neo, and the Visa, and since I'm not gonna use the Neo anymore, that payment will be gone from future budgets, so that'll like open up some money for other things. But yes, very happy, because I haven't been able to make the sinking funds payment for a little bit now, and it's been really bothering me. I didn't put in the $25 to investing, because I'm not sure if I should still be doing that right now. Every time I look, I'm like in the negative, and I know that you're not really in the negative unless you pull out the money, and that's when you have a loss. So if you leave it sitting in there, like, you're not technically at a loss, and I'm fine with that. But even adding to it isn't taking me out of the negative, because it's the market and I don't understand the market. So I think I'm just gonna stop with putting money in it right now and see what happens in the coming months or so, and start it back up again maybe later. And I also didn't put money into my savings challenge. I've kind of stopped that, which kind of bums me out, but kind of not, because, like, hear me out. My savings challenges were always with the idea of like, use the money like for coming up for like Christmas, or if I'm saving up for something big, or which usually ended up being Christmas, and you know, stuff like that. But I'm currently saving up at a massively quick rate for the trip in October to England with my mother, and that is like taking everything. So if I was also pulling out $53 to put into my savings account, like, I'm just going to be yanking it out for the trip, and so I'm just funneling everything into the one sinking fund for the trip right now, which is actually where the vacation percentage and the stat percentage went to. I realized that by putting those into the England fund, but then also trying to pull out $100 from my budget every paycheck to put in as like savings to go towards the trip, I was kind of being an idiot, because when I came up with the whole, if I put $100 in every paycheck to my savings for the trip, like, so that I can, you know, afford stuff, it was kind of forgetting about the fact that I was putting this in there as well. So I was doing $100 extra than what, more than $100 extra actually, than like what I needed to. So I stopped doing that as like an individual payment, because that's where those are coming into play. So yeah, I don't know, it makes sense to me. Here I filled in part of this. I still haven't done the goals or the checklist. I don't know, man, I don't know. So there's my paycheck for this month. I put in here that I put in like my England sinking fund, and then the regular sinking funds. Yay. Oh, I should put in the car insurance. I forgot that one. There we go. My added added in here, down here, finally my bank app showed me when my Visa was going to be due. So the minimum payment, in case you're wondering, was like $4 and change, and I put the 50 on it. So, you know, like it's, oh wait, there. It's right there. So I paid quite a bit more than what the minimum payment is, but not as much as I wish I could have because I didn't pay it all off yet. I don't have a sticker on here showing when the Neo thing was due because I couldn't figure out from the app when it was due, so I couldn't add it to the calendar. And oh my god, I just remembered my cell phone. Oh, my cell phone's gonna be due at some point. Ooh, is it gonna be due before that paycheck? That is the question. It might not be because lately it's being due like technically like super beginning of like the next month because it's just the way the dates fall and stuff. Oh man. Well, okay. What's done is done. We're just gonna have to wait and see for when the cell phone is due. No worries, right? I mean, worries, but not for you guys, just for me. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill in all of these. You guys probably don't really care about them. I wanna cut this short and turn this light off because it's killing me. So I'm gonna go, but there we go, budget done. I'm actually like, not super unhappy with it because like I said, I was able to put money into all of the sinking funds this time, as well as make payments onto like the 3 debts that I have. And I'm pretty proud of that. I don't really know why it worked out this time and it didn't last time. I think because I paid $100 in gas with my debit card last time. That probably is what did it. But yeah, okay, I hope your guys' budget is going well and you do not have a migraine and everything is great wherever you are. Summer heat trying to kill everybody, but you know, that's a problem, I would say, for another day, but it's for today, but not one that we can solve in this video. So I'll leave that to the bigger brains. Stay safe, everybody. I will talk to you in a couple weeks. Bye.